Titanfall. Incoming!
Perfect.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm pumped and ready to get into this game. I like to start off with either a grenade or a laser. That's how I get into the zone. Then I start doing a little bit of parkour, stretching my legs, taking a look around the level, see what I can scope out, check out the players, check out what the feel's going to be of the game, and then I'm just ready to unload my Uzi. And that's when I'm having a great time in Titanfall, when I can move around and just start lacing guys. But that's not going to be the case, not all the time. Every so often you start running into a lot of Spitfires, and after a few deaths by them, you end up going from flying squirrel to hamster. Now I have to go through this tunnel system. Just not something I particularly like. Resist the temptation to shoot that grunt, trust me. Gets me killed all the time. And it's not like it's impossible to go up against these campers, you're just gonna have to change your playstyle as you can see. But every so often you're just like, that's enough. And that's when you know you have to move on to special tactics. And that's when you want to pick a build that's going to be either a direct counter to what other people are doing, or some sort of power weapon based on the map. So if you have to get both of those things in tandem, which means that you're getting a nice wide open map with people that like to sit back, that just means that your build is going to be that much stronger. So special tactics are always going to vary. At first I was going to make this video with some short range weapon. That's actually why I was using the R97, which is a very close range weapon that has a ton of bullets. So technically you can like mow down a whole team if you play it right. And that's kind of like the two builds you can go between. But the more that I thought about special tactics, it's really about being able to change your guns up at any time and feeling comfortable about it. Like, I didn't really want to do this about picking up the secondary because I was trying to play more specifically with the double take, but it's such a nice weapon to fall back on. Like, if you don't want to kill pilots for it, just go kill a grunt. Like, it's actually super fast. Like, I've talked about this in other videos, and usually when I'm playing with a Mastiff, I'm like, okay, well, I'm here to get Mastiff kills, but if you really wanted to get serious, you pick up another secondary. It's just crazy good. And I think that was my favorite thing about playing with the double take. It's like, even if it wasn't super strong on a particular map, I could still offset that by just picking up another primary. And then after that, I felt pretty damn powerful. So really the takeaway from this video is that all special tactics is adjusting your build according to the situation. So whenever you're feeling frustrated, start using special tactics. It's going to make your play experience so much better. If not, the alternative is that you're just going to be frustrated because you're like, these guys are killing me from long distance. It's like, well, grab a double take. It'll just take care of them. Look at the time right now. Am I going to get off this roof? Barely. That's pretty much the end of this video. Well, I guess it's not the end of the video. It's the end of the montage and the main point of the video. From here, I just kind of elaborate for the next 5 minutes or so and just generally talk about Titanfall. Special tactics is always taking advantage of legions. Whenever you're Ion, like, they're your best friend. He's gonna help you take out pilots. He's gonna help you take out Titans. Like, I don't even know whose team this guy's on sometimes. And that's how it is with a lot of legions. So if you're on a team with a legion that's just blindly shooting into an Ion vortex shield, just walk away, let him die, and then go in, because it's pretty tough to play against depending on which Titan you are. So I hear a guy on my back. I might as well take him for a ride. So if you're the one ejecting, you're gonna be above the person that was rotoing. Okay, let me just rodeoing you. There, that's the word. So if that's the case, you're gonna be on top. If you're opposite, then you're on the bottom, and it just gives you a guideline of where to look if you're looking to shoot them, grapple them, or do whatever you're looking to do. So we're going to get into a pretty long clip now, and I got a pretty good streak, and that's what I've always liked about the double take. In regards to like an overall game, starting off with a double take is usually pretty good, because I usually find that at the beginning of the game, more people are trying to feel out what's going on. They may be a little bit more defensive, things like that. Or if you notice that people are going to be defensive, or you know it's a wide open map like Angel City is, then you can grab a double take to help you get a Titan faster. And the reason you get it faster is because I'm getting a multiplier, because usually I don't die when I'm trying to engage people from really far away. I still get that question constantly. It's like, what's that yellow bar? It's your multiplier. If you don't die, you get a multiplier. And it is huge when it comes to trying to get your Titan quick. And at the beginning of the video, you see that I tried a few things to adjust my play before I went into the sniper. Like, I did actually try to just go in through the bottom where my gun has the advantage. The Spitfire, you know, well, it is good everywhere, but you know, I definitely don't want to give them the easy shots in like mid-distance or on the approach on long. So I ended up taking a different route, and I tried that, and even then I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to fight fire with fire, because if they're going to play like that, it makes it even easier for me to use my double take, because the more stationary they are and the more passive they are, it just gives me that much more chances to shoot them with my double take. Peeking with a double take, I think, is stronger than peeking with a Spitfire at the right distance. Actually, at any distance if they're not going to be mobile. That's the threat that I have, though, when I'm using the double take. It's when everybody's trying to get close to me. And I've noticed that there's certain ways I can play that. I can just continuously take a few shots and then move back, you know, rotate across the map and do things like that, which does work. But again, it's going to depend on how inside of the fight you want to be and what kind of style you're going to want to play. So just know that it's more than just changing weapons. It's also using the map and being able to use your abilities right to get you through the parts of the map that are dangerous for you depending on what ability you have, which is really just taking into account your shortcomings in your build. So you saw that I used some of the bullets that I grabbed in my Vortex shield to throw at the pilot, because it's a really good way to kill them. And it's kind of a 2-for-1. You've blocked the attacks and you've gotten a kill. At that point, I wanted to get my core off on the Tone, who should have seen my health, so he should be charging. I got a little bit of hits off, but between that and the pilot, I pushed it too far and then I died. With the double take, I've always found that at a distance you need to be spamming your shots, because you can't actually account for where they're going to be. So, you know, take your best guess and start spamming your gun all over the place. The good thing about the double take is that it has a huge spread. The bad thing about the double take is that it has a huge spread because it may be a potential 3-shot. The headshots on this thing, though, are really worthwhile. If you catch somebody standing still, take the time to aim and try to hit them in the head, because then it's an insta-kill, and, you know, it's an insta-kill. What more can I say? But back on the topic of special tactics, when I see people say that a certain Titan is overpowered and they're like, what do I do when they all have 6 legions? It's like, put on 1 Ion. Special tactics. Just think about what's going on and change to something that's going to help you counter them. I think one of the most common problems for a lot of people is dropping your Titan to fight a Monarch, especially if it's already been upgraded. As a pilot, you're so much more lethal. Like, the Monarch will have a hard time killing you if you're not out in the open and you make sure that there's nothing that can hit you with the splash damage from his rockets. So don't stand by walls and things like that. You can generally tell. The chain gun is inconsistent, so usually, not always, sometimes it will just flat out kill you really quickly, but usually you'll have some time to peek out, get shot, and then go back into cover. That's why, in my opinion, when I see a team that's really well-rounded, they have some people playing far, even if it's with a sniper, and then other peoples that are roaming with their R97 car and that kind of thing, it makes it harder to counter. Same thing is with the Titans, because even though you can get away with having a lot of range against somebody like a Monarch, which we were talking about, or somebody like a Ronin that does struggle with range, pilots at a distance are typically going to be safe. But if they have a North Star mixed in or an Ion, that's a different story, and that's just the same way it goes with pilots. So when you have a varied team, it's very hard to find a really good counter that's going to fit you for all the situations that you're currently in. And if you know you're not going to be able to completely counter them, you know, you just play with like a middle ground weapon. That's what it is to have like an R101 or a car. It's just a jack of all trades, and it's going to get you by in most situations. But if you're going to be somebody using an alternator and somebody's using a double take against you, you are going to have to hunt them down, which is kind of the fun of Titanfall. So I do like the dynamics of that. I think what everybody complains about, though, is with the Spitfire is that it takes away the... for me, it takes away the incentive for speed, because the Spitfire does have so much aim assist on console. I know PC doesn't have this problem, but on console it really takes away, because you feel like you're doing the right moves, you have the speed, you have the unpredictability, but that snap and that lock on afterwards makes it all seem like, what's the point? Why am I being mobile when it's just really easy for him to just aim down sights and it instantly locks on you. So it is ridiculously strong. There's a reason people complain about it. And that's why there's a reason that you're going to have to change up your playstyle, and you can't just play straight up Titanfall, which is just you running all over the place. You know, it's just not going to work. And that's pretty much my rant on Titanfall for the week. If you guys enjoyed this episode, feel free to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you guys want to see in regards to special tactics. No Holopilot. I'm never doing another Holopilot video. Never. Otherwise, what we're going to be doing is picking it up with more special tactics in the next video. Again, thank you all for joining me. I'm Paper, cut to you, and I'll see you all next time.
I'm just gonna listen for you. My character keeps falling off of what I'm trying to stand on. I'm about to go for the snipe. Oh, I tried. No, no.
That pilot stepped
You
into the
did-
wrong ring.
You took off the grapple. Are you up?